I would like to have a big sister chat real quick about OnlyFans, because I think it's something that needs a little nuanced discussion. Before we even get into it, I would like to preface this conversation by saying I have multiple friends who do OnlyFans. I believe that the system is fucked up and a woman needs to get her bag, and like the people who are pointing fingers are jerking off with the other hand. The only people who have like judgment, vitriol, and hatred towards OnlyFans girls are typically men who consume the very same content. So get fucked if I'm not being judgy at all. I would just like to be able to talk about it without, be able to not even criticize it, but talk about it in a more nuanced way without it sounding like I'm being, judgmental, or like I think that these are, like moral issues. They're not moral quandaries. It's more of a personal. With all of those disclaimers being said, personally, after the launch of my first show, and especially after the launch of my second show, I got a lot of offers to do that sort of thing, to engage in that sort of content. And I went back and forth because honestly, 10, 15, 20K extra a month, that's a lot of money for someone. And people think that I'm just like stacking. I'm not. I have student loans. I go to one of the most expensive schools in the United States, and I do have scholarships, but I still pay a lot out of pocket. And I would love to be able to, buy a house, put a down payment on a house. Anyway, that kind of money, I mean, it's invaluable, obviously. So yeah, I went back and forth about it. I talked to a lot of the people in my life that I really trust and kind of like bounced it off of them. And the consensus that I came to after a while, after thinking about it for a long time, this is my first recommendation, big sister recommendation. If you want to engage in that sort of thing, take your time and think about it first. I think when I was a little bit younger, I would have jumped into it without thinking about it fully, and then maybe I could have regretted it, and that's where I'm getting with that. Without getting too into it, I have a personal anxiety about sexuality in a lot of ways, and I used to be very hypersexual, kind of in response to that, in response to some sexual trauma of my past. I used to be like very brazenly sexual, even up until like last year, brazenly like throwing my sexuality around because it felt like that was the solution to the way that I was feeling, to the rejection that I was facing, to the trauma that I had faced. However, now I feel like that's actually not what I was feeling inside. I'm actually much more reserved about my sexuality. I'm a more reserved person until I like trust you and know you. So if I had put content out there of me, engaging in like sexual acts or whatever, I think that now, me personally, this is a personal feeling, I think I would be extremely anxious about that. Because even like nudes that I sent when I was 18, or like, videos of me that are out there in the stratosphere, those, I will wake up in a cold sweat thinking about them now. Because something about that gives me like a deep-seated anxiety. So all I'm saying, in conclusion in this essay, I'm just saying, think about it long and hard before you do it. Because if you're the kind of person who can engage in that and be totally fine, fucking do it. Anna Paul is the baddest bitch alive. I love her. It's personal preference.